also went to China, and I've traveled a lot in Asia as well, and I felt like an outsider. I felt like I was just bewildered. Came back here and felt the same way. So it's very interesting, and as an actor who, now I love martial arts, and it's part of my life. It's part of a meditation for me. It's more than just an art form. It's part of who I am as a person, and I'll never stop doing it. But I think that I think, like you were saying, we want to be represented as heroes, and I think that it's bigger than us. So we connect these issues with my career, or your writing, or you know, your film directing career, and but it's bigger than us. It goes for generations, you know, next up. Like my brothers, you know, I have 3 younger brothers, and all those generations. We got to break down the door for them. So even if we don't get there all the way, like Bruce Lee, rest in peace, you know, he died early. If he didn't die early, how much further would he have pushed that envelope? And how are we still talking about Bruce today? I love Bruce. Bruce is my hero, but everyone goes, oh, but Bruce. That's 50 years ago, and we're literally saying the same exact thing today. That's an issue. So we got to push the wall until it comes down, and so that's something that I've been dedicating my career to, as well as other things, you know.
I have an exclusive announcement. I'm starting a podcast called They Call Us Lewis. So just look out for that in the fall. John, you mentioned you were, before you became an actor, you worked in politics. You worked for Wendy Davis in Texas. Give it up, Wendy Davis. Come on. It's stretched for like 24 hours. One of the pushbacks, again, of not just this hashtag, but just hashtags in general, and the push for diversity and inclusion in popular culture has been get politics out of art, or get politics out of our media. And you know, those of you who've been here all day, you've seen the thread of like how art is inherently political. Can you talk a little bit about how your political background helps inform your art?
Sure, absolutely. You know, I think one of the things that I love about being on like a panel this amazing and at a conference this well organized and with full of so many all-stars, especially you, Keith, truly, is there's an understanding here that when we're talking about humanity representation, there's a piece of this that's sort of superficial level, right? Of like, you know, we need more Asians in front of the camera and behind the camera, right? And that's like, yes. But there's also real stories that are crying out to be told from this panel and from folks here that are about human folks, but that also delve really deeply in our community. So when I talk about like missed opportunities, for example, it's not, I mean, it's a little bit that I'm like, cool, more Asians, but that's like really sort of the tip here, right? Because there's a lot of things that are deeply intersectional. Women Rory's panel touched on this a lot. Love that panel, you all were great.
Yeah, give it up for Women Rory.
But you know, it goes beyond like, I really want Superman to be Asian, to thinking about like, how are some of the Asian American communities confronting domestic violence, right? How are we talking about the relationships that we have, right? It doesn't have to be every single episode, but the best episodes of Fresh Off the Boat, the best episodes of all the TV and the movies that are really pushing the envelope, talk about things and use the platform they have to say, this is a chance we have with stellar cast and stellar writing and producing and directing to do something really interesting. And the good thing is we have a lot of creators who are doing that, right? Definitely the major networks, but you'll also see, you know, shout out to my boy Andrew On and a lot of folks who are doing this kind of work. But that, when we talk about missed opportunities, that's really the organizer in me is missing that. Is art is such an amazing platform.